Ahoy friends, welcome to Building the Alpha Dory. I'm Dan and this is a project to build a Chamberlain style racing dory from the turn of the last century. We're building from John Gardner's The Dory book, illustrations by Sam Manning. Today we'll be out in the shop getting ready to fit and install the rails on the racing dory. So there's a bit of a northeaster blowing through, and yeah, let's get out and get to it. Yeah, definitely for sure gonna need a bit of tea before I head out there today. It's a pretty chilly one to be snowing. It's right around 18 degrees at the moment, so usually it's quite a bit warmer when it's when we're getting a fair amount of snow. So want something warm to sip on while we're out there, that's for sure. Yeah, so we've got a fair amount of snow so far today. It's tough to tell exactly how much because it's drifting a lot, but yeah, maybe 10 inches, right around there anyhow. So yeah. Alright. Yeah, so got the oil burner going out here. So it's actually not that bad in the shop at the moment. I would like to see if we could cut out a piece of wood, a batten, see if we can get a little bit of overlap on this door so that it's so we don't have actually a breeze blowing through there quite as hard. See if we can reduce it to a bit of a draft. It's not going to be an airtight seal by any means, but at least knock it down a bit. Alright, so it looks like I've found a scrap of wood that'll do just the trick. It's actually one of the diagonal braces we had on the head on the Dory. So I'll just mark it. And I'm trying to walk around some of the ice boat rig over here. I know I'm going to regret leaving this on the floor, but the loft is kind of snowed in at the moment, so kind of stuck with it here. So we'll cut this. Snow in the Dory. Not sure where that came from. Right here. Oh, actually, yeah, I know where it came from. The loft. So I'm not sure how we'd pull the top of this in any tighter. I suppose that's slowing the airflow a bit, but I can definitely still feel a breeze in there. Got a couple brads and tack that in place anyway. Every little bit will help, so. Get this out in the light here. These actually look like aluminum nails. They'll do the trick though. As long as I don't knock the lean-to down putting this up. There we go. I suppose if I wanted to, I could stuff some newspaper up in there to just seal the gap just for this evening. They're saying the song was supposed to be rain on Thursday, so we'll see what happens with that. I may need to get the ice boat rig out this coming weekend if it rains Thursday and wets out the ice, wets out the snow on the lake. pretty much can't feel anything at this point, so not the most convenient solution. I suppose I'll have to invest in a little bit of weather stripping one of these days, possibly. I think I've got some felt that I could probably double over and tack up there, which would probably do a pretty good job of sealing that for the time being anyway. Alright, so let's see if we can get a little boat work done on this video. Yeah, maybe get some boat work done as soon as I get my tea warming on the stove. First things first, right? Alright, so it looks like the first project will be to cut our sawn frames to the proper height and angle to put on the rails, to trace the rails and then install them. So what I'll need is a pencil, and what we want to do is put these rails on at 90 degrees to the plank, at 90 degrees to the shear plank. So what I'll do is the nails aren't in the top edge of the shear plank, so if it's standing away from the frame anywhere along, what I'll do is I'll clamp it up tight so it'll be in its final position. And then what I want to do is get a right angle from the face of this plank out across the other plank, out across the frame. And then, so what that'll do is that'll bring these frames to the correct onto the same plane as the solid rails that are going to be filling in between them. Looks like I may need a smaller square. This is smaller. This is a smaller square right here. And there we go. That'll do it. Let's see. I can bring this in. I'm using this inside edge to go square to the flank face, and then I'm using this edge to trace the line for the frame. And you can see this that's got the proper angle for it. And then when I'm cutting with the saw, I'll basically just start with the saw flush to the surface of the wood here, and then use this line to cut the angle out. You know, the height really doesn't matter as long as I got the line to eyeball the saw cut. But you know, I'm going to be close enough to the right angle. Yeah, I got a glimpse of Samson Boatco's latest upload with his Leo's lead keel construction. That's an interesting project going on out on the west coast. Sort of in the vein of the Acorn to Arabella boys, but you know, on the left coast instead of out this way, Massachusetts. Yeah, so they've got a real interesting project. Actually, it's a local gent who put Leo in touch with the tally-ho to begin with. He had a shop out at Marblehead for decades. Built an X-Dory out there, and also built another type of, it wasn't an Indian, but it was a big old racing dory, not an Alpha either, but something similar. So, yeah, but quite a project they got going out there. Alright, so a little bit closer look. So I just took the body off the machinist square there, and I'm using this flat face to line the square up on the plank, and then I'm laying the long end of the square against the frame to get 90 degrees to the plank. And so the whole point of that is the blocking that we put in here, and then hence the rail that goes on top of it, is the edges of that are cut 90 degrees. So whatever the angle of this plank is the angle that blocking will come in at. Bring that into the angle where it's going to be, as opposed to the angle it happens to be at now. It's not much of a change, but and all of these are going to get capped, you'll see, so you won't even see the frames, but it's just nice to cut them as accurately as possible from the start, and go from there. Oh wow, now I can really hear the wind howling out there. Sounds like it's breezing up. Supposedly they were going to be having something like 7 mile-an-hour gusts out on the Cape, so I suppose we could be getting a little bit of that up this way as well. Sweet. This is actually a Dory rudder handle. I'm not sure where the other half is. Might be outside. Trying to think where the kerosene's at without oh, here's some right here. This stuff works great as for cleaning up saws. This thing's dragging a little bit, and it's looks like it's got a little bit of the corrosion on it, like everything else out here from the temperature changes. We're about maybe 1,000 feet from the salt marsh as well, which probably contributes to it a bit. See if I can get some 500 grit paper and do a sand with that kerosene. here's some 800, that would be even better. Fold the sandpaper the right way. Yeah, some snow good in here around the door too. Yeah, it's definitely cool out here. Almost time for a sip of that tea. There we go. There's the sandpaper. I'll just give it a dash of the kerosene. Get the paper wet. Get the teeth over the edge. There we go. This will be better. You can see the rust coming off it. Trying not to hit the edge of the teeth because I don't want to dull the teeth. I'm just trying to go right up to the teeth. Do the rest of the of the saw blade. Yeah, this is a nice old disc stem. Really nice saw. Probably could use a sharp in that at this point, but it's not bad. Alright, see if I can find use a pretty junky rag. Wipe the kerosene off with. I'm actually more wiping off the oxidization really than the kerosene, but it all comes off at once. And whatever residues left on there is a great, whatever kerosene residues left on there is a great lubricant while you're cutting too. So. There we go. I'm thinking I better go wash my hands before I play around too much with the camera screen, phone screen. So let's have a look-see. Some snow on the floor over here. Much better. Once I got room to move my elbow over here. But yeah, a lot easier cut. Alright, well, time for a sip of tea. And we'll cut the last frame on this side. And we'll be on to the other side. And so, as you can probably guess, this is going to make it a lot easier to trace the shape of the solid rail. So we're going to end up tracing the shape of the shear plank onto wood, and then we're going to cut out that shape, and that's going to make the blocking that forms the rail. It'll be cut to the shape of the shear. So so it'll maintain that fair curve that's made by the shear plank. A celebratory sip. Yeah, that's nice. I can just see this tea going off the bandsaw. My Becky's mug. Not a lot of room here. There she goes. Sweet. Alright, well that's port side cut. Onto the steer board. Thanks so much for stopping by Building the Alpha Dory. A massive thank you to everyone who's liked, subscribed, and commented. Yeah, your support for the channel is huge, and we wouldn't be able to do this without your support. So thanks much, and look forward to meeting up with you guys next episode. Bye.